special guest, Dr. Sujay Prasad, with the Distinguished Alumni Award.
Goodness.
Albert Einstein once said, "The only source of knowledge is experience." Dear Dr. Sujay Prasad, we are very eager for you to share your experiences with us.
Honorable Chairman, Sir, Chief Executive Srinivas Murthy, Sir, beloved Principal and Dean, Madam, I'm humbled. I'm humbled to be here in front of Dr. Sujini and Dr. Ashok. They have been my mentors, and for me to stand here and talk is something extremely humbling. I would like to thank with gratitude the office bearers for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on this day, inaugurating the Ramaiah Medical College Alumnus Trust. It was 10 days ago, a little more than 10 days, that I received a call on my phone from Dr. Narendranath. And he said, "Today we are having the inauguration of the Ramaiah Trust." I said, "Wow, I'm going to be there." He said, "You have to come." I said, "Okay, I'll come, certainly." But then what he said next was shocking. He said, "You have to come as a chief guest." I said, that's not possible. Hey, I'm the alumnus. I'm going to come sit in the audience and listen. He said, "No, you can't, no arguments." I said, "Okay." After that call, I was only trying to understand what is it that I am being called here for. And today morning, I got a mail inviting Sujay Prasad for the Ramaiah Trust. And in that, it mentioned that Sujay, through his organization, has done a lot for COVID. When Dr. Narendranath mentioned so many things, he raised the bar. But for me, I think it is just our duty. Whether we were the first one in Karnataka or the third one in India, it doesn't matter. But what matters is how we went about doing what we did for the benefit of our countrymen, our state population. And I think that is the key for me. There have been many anecdotes that I can share, and some of them I would want to share here. When I joined in 1984, the landscape is very different. It's simply so different. It's beautiful now, and it was even more beautiful then, without a doubt. I can tell you it was rustic. It was beautiful. It was all the manicured lawns and all of those were not there. It was constructions were going on. A lot of stones. Constructions were going on. And believe me, friends and we were all in front of the physiology department, one at the ground floor. We would stand there, finish our work, and we would get a rare glimpse of our founder, Sri M.S. Ramaiah. And at that age, I would wonder, such a man has achieved so much in life, and he was supervising the constructions that were going on. The old library block, the college hospital. It was amazing. At that point in time, it did not occur to me the amount of passion and commitment that he had. But looking back now, I can imagine the involvement he had in bringing together all of this in the vision that he had. And we are all sitting here thanks to him and Honorable Chairman, sir. I think they need a round. I think there's a distinct difference between education and training. Training is what and how we do some activity, but education is why we do that. And believe me, I've come out of this college knowing that why. And I don't know the why of everything, but I ask this question to myself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And I get the answer. And all of this comes out of the great teachings and the great teachers we have had and we are having even today. Madam herself was my favorite teacher. Dr. Nalini Kilara and Madam were there. And I'll quote one instance. I don't know how relevant it is, but I'll quote the instance. Dr. Naresh Prasadhanagodu, who's an orthopedic surgeon, well-settled orthopedic surgeon in Hyderabad, and myself studied together. And it was in our fourth year, that there was an internal exam in medicine, and the topic and the system was renal system. And the two of us had studied extremely well, and we studied all possible approaches to the questions that would probably come. And as luck would have it, we got the same questions for which we had prepared extremely well. And both of us wrote the answers in a way that the order in which the points were mentioned were the same. So when the answer papers were corrected by Madam and Dr. Nalini Kilara, there was a suspicion. Both of us were called. Said, did you guys copy? I said, no, madam, we studied together. We were fortunate that the questions that came were so much in line with what we knew, and physically we were far apart. But they were such good mentors that meaning, like I said, we know the why, or at least to ask the question why. Why do we do what we do? And when we look back and see what have we taken from this institute, I think it's far more than just medical skill. It is the foundation of being good humans. That is what we have seen our teachers standing next to the patient, the bedside manners, the way they behave around the patient. That is what we learned, and that is what we have stood for. We become the same persons who propagate this kind of behavior and standard of education, probably standard of care, as we go out into the world. When we started doing the COVID testing, there was so many obstacles. The obstacles started with human staff, manpower, isn't it? We had staff who would worry for their family that they will get COVID and they will in turn give it to their family members. And that was a big concern. So we ensured that all safety precautions, including staying in the lab itself and not traveling back to their family members, was a means for them to do the testing part for us. The instrumentation, everything was scaled up to the extent that we could do at 5,000 tests per day on any given day. This was through 24 hours and ensure. So for me, quantity does not matter. Quality matters. Are we able to give results that are without errors? And I can tell you even today, but we cannot be 100% perfect. We have had issues. The uploading to the ICMR portals there have been issues. So we only focus on how we minimize the errors that we see. So there are many memories that I take from here. And when Madam told possibilities of what we can give back. I think I stand here, I stand committed. I'm there, and I'm only looking forward to the office bearers to give me some work. Okay. With this, I may be physically outside of Ramaiah physical space, but nobody can take the Ramaiah of me. It's amazing to have that feeling and the sense of belonging, whether we are physically present here or in the US, Europe, wherever we are. I think it's been amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. As the famous saying goes, if you allow yourself to expect guidance, guidance will show up. Dr. M.R. Jayaram, sir, our Honorable Chairman and guiding light, we humbly seek your pearls of wisdom.
Surrendering myself to divine, Mr. Dr. Sujay Prasad, the Chief Executive, Mr. Srinivas Murthy, Mera Raoji, Principal, Nazda, the office bearers, Vijay Das, Arun, and somebody, then Dr. Naresh Shetty, members of the alumni of the Ramaiah institution. Today, the trust has been established. It's taken 40 years for us to start officially the trust of the alumni of the Ramaiah institution, Ramaiah Medical College. We should have started much earlier. But still, I think in India, some of the institutions which have developed from the arms, the way in which they have developed, and the way we have developed, it is apart. We were very closed, in the sense, it was only education which was, the knowledge which was given, and we did not bother much about the institution. It was between the teacher and the thought. But institutions in the West, I think they developed it much more professionally, and they got together. They had a good interaction of learning from the past, the present. Since their philosophy was health was one of the greatest services of mankind. And another was the education. That's how in Christianity, there are two things they took it up as education and health for the betterment of mankind. So I think that was the reason why they were able to develop. They perfected it. We started very late. And this now has given us an impetus that how do we grow, keeping our strengths of the past, and how we go or grow in our future. I think we have to integrate both the past and the present. We have intrinsic knowledge which has been given to this world. But unfortunately, in these modern times, we have kept it a little bit inward looking, and the West went on saying that they went outward, and the whole world is looking at them as they are the forebearers of this modern knowledge. However, we don't want to be left outside. Because the whole world is changing, let us change. The change is going to be inevitable. When the change takes place, I think we have to learn it as fast as possible. If we do not learn, I think we will be left out. Having said this, I think this change is started two decades back. I thought for myself, from the day that the foundation was laid, and later on, after the changeover, I, as a youngster, felt that there was a need to change or we will be left out. That made me go inwards and concentrate on what was very much essential to make it in part with whatever the knowledge that is being given all over the world and the infrastructure that was being given all over the world be equal, and every student who comes here should be getting the best of the knowledge that has been imparted anywhere in the world. That was the challenge that was going in my mind. And fortunately, I had the best of people, the best of faculties. All those people today, I should give them more marks than me, because they made it. I've seen some of when I sat for the interviews, I saw Medha just coming in, and I did the selection. Maybe Naresh Shetty or it may be others. All of them just entered. And I see them growing so well. And all those people, most of them, many of them have not left. They had full faith in us, fortunately. As you, alumni, has got so much of love and faith in us, the faculty also, whoever joined, had full faith. They knew that the growth could be conducive to their thinking. And I'm happy that if we have achieved that, I think the credit goes to all of us. Today, we're thinking of for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be very enchanting. Why I'm talking to this is, I know many of the doctors, alumni doctors are also listening to my talk. There may be more than 300 or 500 doctors who are listening. I thought this was the right time when I share my views, because you are part and parcel of this family. This institution is going to remain a long, long, long time. Therefore, I thought, let me share. What is the vision of tomorrow? This is a very important time for us in India. The whole country is opening up. We don't want to be looked at as a small country, as a weak country, as a poor country, not having food for our people, not having good education. They don't have good rooms. They don't have dress. They don't have meals in the afternoon. All this is one part of that propagation. But for the country, it's more important that how strong you are, how capable you are, how your knowledge has developed, how you have been able to impart or be the players as a developed world, as a fully knowledgeable world. So they are the aspirations that every Indian is looking to. I was talking to one of the vice chancellors in UK, and he casually told me, said, "Sir, as long as Oxford and Cambridge are there, this country is going to be there." What he was trying to convey was, as long as knowledge is there, the country will be a player in this world. I think we have also started realizing this. That is the change that we are making. I'm happy that Ram Prasad, Sujay Prasad, I'm sorry, that he is able to build this business in a way, looking at how do I develop this? Can I have in every state in this country? Can I have 500 outlets or centers in this country? This was unheard of just 20 years back. Today he is thinking of, I have the capability, I have the knowledge, I have the strength, I can manage these things. This has come because he is now exposed to the world, and he's seeing when they can do, why not I? Exactly what your institutions are now doing. Whenever I'm going to the foreign countries, we look to these very well-known institutions, very carefully getting into seeing what exactly is going on, where we can learn, where we can improve ourselves, and how our knowledge system, dissemination of knowledge, is it in par with the way in which they are doing, or is there any changes? What is the culture of our faculty with their culture? Why the research is going so fast in those countries and less in our country? So these are some of the issues which are very relevant for the growth of an institution. This is what every one of us, I'm not going alone. I'm taking a team of all experts, that everybody can enter to those areas to know where exactly that they are going forward and what that you can learn. A team of people getting in and getting out and learning what should be done. I see change. The national education policy has, for the first time in the country after independence, has been announced. I see change the way in which the institutions are going to look at it. They are going to be the knowledge centers of this country next 15 to 20 years from now. They will be in par with any of the institutions anywhere in the world. Because they have said, if you are growing, you'll be equal to them, and you can develop, you can go forward and see that the institutions are, the government is going to play a very dominant role in helping, in mentoring these institutions for better growth. They have started the national ranking and framework. This is a new thing in our country. It just started about 4 to 5 years back. This is the first time, in the last 5 years, and I think it is not perfected as yet. But let me tell you, I'll share with you. In this campus, we have the Ramaiah Institute of Technology, which is 55, ranking out of more than 5,000 engineering colleges in this country. There is no differentiation between IITs or AIMS or JIPMER or middle college or engineering college. There is no difference. Everybody is treated as equal. Now you are starting. Are you there or you are not there? Now when you come to medical college, you are 30 along with AIMS, JIPMER, PUN and whatnot. You look at those institutions and all of them are there and you are also there. The first 40 which has been announced, you are ranked somewhere on 30. Among the dental colleges, you are 11 in the All India out of the 40 which has been selected. Among the pharmacy colleges, you are 50. I don't know the numbers, it may be about 100 or so, and you are 50 among the best pharmacy colleges in the country. The degree college, out of 200, you are between 100 to 120. That I think Dr. Azdan will be able to tell you much better. But what I'm trying to say is,
numbers are much more.
Much more.
The only list is of this.
All list is okay.
We have indeed bigger list.
Yeah.
Medical college, we are probably 500.
Out of 500, you are 30.
Yeah.
Anyway, the question now is, now you may be feeling a bit saying that, this may be thinking when you are coming out of the college, can we be competitors or equal to some of these institutions that are well-known institutions in the world? Today, I can confidently say, it may take 10 to 15 years, but one day we can surpass. Our aim is to be much faster. I'm not so optimistic. I would like to be more on the wrong side rather than the positive side. I want to be more humble because I think it's not only the institution, it's everybody which, when they come together and when they make it happen, I think that is the day on which we will say, yes, we have played our role. We are looking at some of the social relevant as far as the colleges are concerned. Health is a great impact to the social sector. What Sujay Prasad, the contribution of his is enormous. Everybody has to accept that there is a contribution of Anand Diagnostics in the state of Karnataka. It has been accepted. And let me tell you this. As far as this institution is concerned, we set apart a 500-bedded COVID hospital exclusively for COVID treatment, pandemic treatment of this virus. And almost it was 90% occupancy. And every student, the intern, both in postgraduates and undergraduates, they have, and the doctors, led by doctors, by nurses, the class 4, everybody has worked round the clock in making, treating all this in a social environment with a large heart, with a compassion to see that people are given the best. That was the philosophy. I'm happy that this has happened. Because today, you can touch your heart as I saw Prasad when he was talking about it. It was through his heart he was talking, not from his mouth. He felt that, yes, I have done my duty. That was the courage that in which he was talking about. So we as an institution, I'm happy that we are the players. As government has done, I think, let me be very frank with you. There may be people in the newspapers giving so much of publicity that the government hospital has done this and that. After all, the newspapers are there because if they can survive only because of the government. If they don't get the money from them, it's not possible for them to run. So they have to compensate and they have to give publicity for that. But let me tell you frankly, I think we as an institution has done much better than any of the companies. This we have in this, when the whole world was sleeping, but fear, they've gone back to their houses, locked their houses, and most knowledgeable people, they did not come out. I've known number of people who were locked and did not come out for next a month or so. They did not even want to step out to see the sunshine. That fear, when it was in that scale, just imagine how much difficult it is to treat the patients themselves. So these are some of the social aspects. And I said that as far as the institutional aspect, I've given you the goal, I've given you the vision. Now, where do the alumni come in? I've told you in the beginning that this is a Western thought. In Indian thought, you give the knowledge and that's it. You have got duty to do, go and play your duty in this world. But as I said, in the Western thought, we have to keep in touch with the organization where you have to go. So there is a connectivity. It's not that we were simply disengaging ourselves, but whenever the knowledge was needed, they used to come back to their alma mater or the rishis or the people who were giving the knowledge, and they were getting clarified and they were getting back. So that's exactly what we talk about today, the alumni. So this alumni is going to be a very important, because we are going to in connecting the whole world. Connectivity is the watchword of tomorrow's day. What is happening in America, we should know what is happening today, what happened this morning. We should know what is the specialty that they have done, and can we incorporate that system into today's or tomorrow's knowledge system to be integrated. When it is going so fast, I think the alumni has got a great role to play. I would like to suggest to the principal, we have so many excellent people in the alumni who have gone in all sectors, all over the world. Please select each one of them, like Sujay Prasad, or the so many people like Patel that he was talking about, such eminent people. I've seen them, they are so great. You can call them and then you can make them to give their contribution address. Instead of searching for people, we have our own people, and they are the right people to give a convocation address and to tell where they are and what our students can expect they are good to be. I think that is what the next convocation should start thinking about. We have to integrate with alumni and the institution. Now, the madam said that it is the fourth part of the institution. I totally agree with that. Whenever I have gone to the foreign universities, I see first thing, what is that alumni has done? Invariably, I see a building which is a research center donated by the alumni. And in that, there is a lot of research, and one center is being built, and that is being named after the alumni. This is exactly what just about 1 month back, in the Ramaiah Institute of Technology, is much older than the medical college. They've already crossed 60 years of existence. The alumnus collected about 80 lakhs. So we said, we brought them together and we told them, look here, we are giving you a space. We are building a 3 crores or to 5 crores. The building named after the alumnus. And this 80 crores will be their part of the contribution. And we can tell what exactly that you want to do. What you want this building to be. For research, what is that you would like to have? That we have set up a body, and the faculties are all of them sitting together to find out, is it for development of skills, or development of innovation, or is it development of research? So these things we have asked them now to go through and allow them to come out with their plan, so that institution will be will be developing it, but the alumnus will be put in place where everybody sees to know that there is so much is going on and their contribution is very great. So everybody would like to be an alumnus, because when they leave the college, yes, I would like to be there because I have played my role. I took some knowledge from that center. That is exactly what we are. I think even here, you should be able to do. The next biggest leap in innovation is going to be on medical, on health. You are going to see an enormous change in the innovation or the new diagnostic electronics, gadgets coming in. Virtually, in some of the universities I've seen, there's already they are trying to bring doctor engineers. They are engineers, but they call them as doctors too. So this is a change that is taking place. Can we have an advanced learning center, which is one of its kind in the country. I don't think any other place is equivalent to that. It is mostly for the postgraduates. They're getting themselves updated and getting themselves familiarized with the stimulations and making themselves the better surgeons. So these are some of the things which are now going to go in a very big way. So I would like to say that you please think over these things. You have a committee, and I don't mind. I think our people also should join with you and come out with some kind of a dream how you are going to make the doctors to be imparting those skills, or whether skills or anything that you are thinking about, and how we do, and let it be named after the. We are going to play a major part, but we would like to make the alumnus will be the name which we are giving, because you are going to be the fourth part of this institution. You are going to be part of it. So there is no difference whether it is not great that we spend or you spend, that's not the thing. But the thought process is very important. That small contribution is very important. What is that I have been able to do? That's going to be very important. So this is what in next 3 years we should be able to develop some kind of a institution within the institution. Because tomorrow, let me share with you, I don't think I've shared with you, our own people, but I see that this college could be a university very shortly. We're all looking at it. Because I'm always thinking that this has to be a knowledge center. When that is going to be there, then what is that we should have? So where should we be? Is what I'm looking at. So I leave it to you people. Come out, that all such great eminent people are here. Please come out with a plan. What is that we should make, or make our own, the brethren who are going to be passing out, coming in. What is that we can do? So that could be a thought process which I'm willing to do. So having said this, I think let me not bore you too much. The day has started. It's going to be a very bright day. Yesterday was bad. All of us were sitting in the house, closed our doors. Now we have opened. But some of us have removed even the masks. But some of them are still there. I think here is still, getting into the mind. It may be a few days, I'm sure that it will all go on. So let's look at the larger picture, the brighter day, and let's go forward in making this institutions of knowledge, imparting of knowledge. We are part and parcel of this growth. We may be there or not, but the universities is going to be there, and you are going to be there. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May we now request Dr. Ashok to kindly present a memento to our Honorable Chairman, sir.
Very valuable. But